may be wondering why this video is starting out with some voiceover. Well, originally I was just going to go quickly to explore something, and I decided to put up some lights, put down the bed, respawn. But then something happened. First off, uh, Racket had graying in her, and I missed that the first time I read, so she turned gray. I was a little bummed because I really loved the roan color she was, but, she's still my favorite horse, so I decided to take her out with me. Hello, sir. And we were going to go check on some horses that are over by that green waypoint. And so I took the path this way thinking, I've been on this before, I know what's solid snow and what isn't. I was wrong. As soon as we started slipping in, I started panicking. This is even sort of painful to watch because I loved Racket so much. This did not end well. At first, I'm desperately trying to clear the space. I accidentally punched Racket. I felt horrible about it. She's shivering. All of the noise of her getting hurt. And I was like, okay, I have enough room. Let's try to back her out into the space, but she wouldn't actually make it into the space, so I was trying to clear it out from her back, but I was having a lot of trouble. And I couldn't get her out of the space, and her health was getting so low. I was starting to take a lot of damage. I was really panicking at this point. So I get off, and I'm just desperately trying to dig whatever I can to get her out, but everything went quiet eventually, and I couldn't get to her. I didn't know where she was. I was so frustrated and worried. So I dug out as much snow as I possibly could. It was incredibly stressful. I didn't know how deep the powdered snow had gone. I didn't know. So I just dug as fast as I could. One of the few moments I regret leaving behind the multitude of tools I normally keep on me. And that's when I spotted her saddle, and I knew Racket had passed. I don't even have words. I was so upset. So I climbed myself out. And I was sort of thinking here, like, do I stop? Do I go back? I was grateful I had recorded, but I didn't record my voice because it was the middle of the night. And so I got out and I decided, you know what? No. I'm not going to let this trip be for nothing. I'm going to go to the waypoint. I'm going to find the horses in that grassland over there. And I did. There's a small herd of 4 horses in this grassland that I had marked about 500 blocks from my original point. A chestnut was the first thing I saw, and he's just gorgeous. I mean, look at him. He's huge. He's chestnut. I love chestnuts. And there's a dun that looks very similar to a fjord horse. And I tamed all of them. I wanted to make sure that I had them all tamed. The red was a stallion. One of the fjords, the one with the star, was a stallion. The Tobiano turned out to be a mare, which was great for me. And the foal, I was just happy to have. So I decided I was going to take a quick look around. Didn't find any other horses, so I decided to saddle up the red stallion and to put them all on leads to take them with me back home. Starting with the fjords, and then the fjord horse, and then moving on to the Tobiano and her foal. I decided to get off of him because it was just easier. As you can see, I'm not adept at Minecraft, let's be honest. I even lost the original adult fjord, even though the baby had just grown up before my eyes. And decided to lead them by hand from then on because I didn't want to lose track of any of them. And I started to make my way back home, the long 1,000-block way back home. After a lot of work, and a bunch of dropping them, we made it back, and I got them all into the pen. I really, really missed Racket at this moment. She was just so pretty, and I was so excited to breed her, and if I'd had her and the chestnut stallion, they could have made beautiful red run foals, but fate had other plans, so I brought them all in and decided to go to bed. After, of course, naming the stallion Big Red. So now that it was a new day, I named him Big Red, and I decided to do all of the genetic analysis for all the other horses. We had 4 new horses, so I decided to go for it. Red was first, of course, even though I already knew his genetics based off of his coat color. There could have been some surprises, but there weren't, except for that he didn't have a large gene. There is the possibility to get a gene that tells you that the horse has a gene that will make them bigger. Red didn't have it, despite being 16 hands and able to hold 2 people. Then I domesticated the foal, who I'd forgot to, and then checked out her genetics. And she had some surprises. She carried Pearl, which was a surprise, and, you know, no other interesting genetic combinations, but she was both agouti and black base max, so that was pretty awesome. And she was a girl. That was the moment I realized that I had 2 of the same horse coat. So I decided to name her Toast. And I named the second copy Tobiano Duplicity and guessed at their genetics because it was unlikely it was too different from the original Not a Dream. So I decided to name them Duplicity because, you know, they're kind of like a copy. So Toast got her name. I had already thought of it pretty much the moment I looked at her. I just have terrible spelling skills, so I had to brain check. And I put in her genetics and was happy with the surprise pearl, because that means I can breed her to Rune and get possibly more pearls. I realized I had been wrong and forgot the dun, so I added that in. Ooh, a dun pearl. A dun bay pearl. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. Toast. And I had to double check it wasn't Duplicity, but I was right, so Toast is put away. Time to go to Duplicity and check their genetics. Duplicity actually had some surprises. Not only did they have the normal toe, but they also had the W20 and Splash. So that means that they're a Splash Tobiano. Splashes are white from the ground up. So I edited that gene tag and probably spelled Duplicity wrong because I'm dyslexic. And I made sure to mark down the W20. No size genes. And Duplicity was renamed. Their book was properly named, and it was time to pick between the 2 duns. Just to make sure I got the right dun. So, new information about the next dun. I decided to name him Crumb because he actually has a size gene. His size gene is for small. So, Crumb can produce smaller horses if bred to another horse that's small. So, I decided to name him Crumb because our other dun is Toast, so Crumb and Toast sort of work. I took the saddle off of Big Red now that I had them all named. So, new horses. And, you know, I'm really miss Racket. She was really important to me. She was one of the reasons I was so excited to play the game all the time. So I'm going to keep her little name tag right here. And we're going to probably make a grave for her at some point. But, on a much lighter note, I may have had to Google this, but I know how to get horses to breed. And I have 2 horses who I am particularly excited about breeding for a couple reasons. But first, it requires some things. It requires carrots, and it requires gold. Gold nuggets in particular. So I'm going to quickly just reset up, reorganize, because I'm a goofus. I always leave things like this so messy. I am really organized normally in games like these, but I've been a little bit of harebrained right now, and I'm probably dealing with symptoms of long COVID, aka like the brain fog and the trouble processing that comes with having had COVID for a while. I was down and out for 2 weeks, pretty much. And even though I no longer am testing positive and I'm healthy, I'm still not feeling great. I have, like, no energy. I have very little, ability to do anything, you know? So, I've been trying to take it easy, trying to rest, but there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening in my family. We recently had a couple of deaths of family members. No direct family members, but close, and I'll miss them. So, it's been a lot of... Minecraft has lately been a good solace for me, and unfortunately, you know, losing Racket's a big bummer. You know, I don't get to enjoy it all the time when stuff like that happens. I'm not saying it's the same thing as losing a real life person, of course, but sometimes you get really emotionally attached to things when you're dealing with a lot of stress. And Racket was one of those things I got super emotionally attached to. And so it's rough when things go bad and things that are supposed to be solace. So, we have... Oh wait, I have to put those supplies away. Oops. There we go. Yeah, apples are good food for me. And I can also turn them into golden apples. So now we have this, and I have plenty of gold, so I'm not worried about needing gold. I actually didn't know why I was collecting gold, other than possibly as like a trading supply. But golden carrots, nice. So now I'm going to need a couple of things to properly breed these horses. Do you know what? I'm going to build a little barn, just a little mare and foal barn, real quick. I'm pretty sure the ones I want to breed are Drinking Chocolate and... Who was it? I'm going to check. It's Echo. So Drinking Chocolate and Echo are going to have a foal. Awesome. So I have Drinking Chocolate and Echo, and then I'm going to make a little barn here. I haven't shown a lot of my building here because it takes forever. Oh, I forgot to take down the chain. Oops. But, like, I made this. This is the blacksmith's hut, air quotes. It's now more of a blacksmith shop. I haven't put up signs yet. But I spent at least an hour, at least, trying to fix that roof. And I think it looks good now, but unfortunately you can't see all the detail I put into it. So I put so much work into that thing. But that took me like at least 2 hours to just put the roof on and the second floor on. I'm a pretty slow builder. But using this opportunity, I can actually test out a couple of motifs, so to speak, for my actual barn. Do you know what? I'm sorry, Willow. I'm gonna have to take you down. I will replace you with the Snow Blossom. I want that willow wood because I love green. Oh, he's being a cutie. Paladin's a cutie. I talk the same way to my real life dog. It's a problem. She actually multiple times will come up being like, "Who's a cutie? Who are you talking about?" I'm a cutie. I'm a cutie, right, Mom? Well, Momo, because I'm non-binary, so I do a differently gendered language. Alright, well, I know somebody who can sell me an axe for pretty cheap. It's my friend, the blacksmith. Let's see if he's upstairs. Yes, sir. We need to talk. Okay, blacksmith. Oh, you're a weaponsmith, not even a blacksmith. I need to get a blacksmith, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna join you in the sleep. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. Now, I have two options. I can either make it out of that wood or just for, like, you know, a little tester. Can't see it, but I did little silly hands. Just a little test. I can do it in, are they able to get through here? No, good. Because I found two of my horses halfway across the map. Like, they were all the way in the woods over there. Oh, I didn't even enter the space. Okay, there we go. I was super frustrated. I could do it in willow. I really do love willow tree wood. I think it's beautiful. I very much enjoy it. Oh, is spring coming? Please tell me this is spring signs. I'm so sick of the snow. I always feel like this in winter, even though I'm Minnesotan. Well, I guess being Minnesotan would make me more inclined to want it to be spring, because we have snow like 6 months out of the year. Let's close the gate. Forgot to put the snow blossom down. This doesn't drop snow or anything, it just is pretty. Oops. Go for hole. Alright, so let's honestly, why don't I test it with willow planks and logs? It'll take a little bit to grow enough, but I am only making like a very small one stall space to put down a horse so it can breed and have a foal safely. Am I out of deep slate? Do I have to go to the mine? Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to go to the mine. Actually, I can also drop that. Disable. Let's check. I have 4 of those. I don't have any. Okay. Let me check something. Put gate. Hello, ma'am. My dog is scratching her. Let's check. So this requires wood, iron, and a green dye. Do I have a cactus? That is a good question. I should have a cactus somewhere. I did find cactus. I'll have to search all of my things. Where are you, cactus? I have cactus somewhere. I'll find it eventually. A brown gate wouldn't look too bad, and I have cocoa beans. for now we will do a brown gate. It's gotten deeper. But I did run into a cave system, so I've been dealing with that. That is not where I'm looking. There's no deep slate. I'm gonna have to go hand mine deep slate. I will be back in a minute. All right, one creeper later. Ouch. I have over a stack of deep slate and some goodies. Some gubbins. The gravel. This can go here. Nope. Nope. There we go. Couple tough. Don't need that. I am gonna shove all of that in there. And then I got to go to 9. Right click. Because this is where I've been keeping all of my copper. I'll take the rest back to... Oh, I got a diamond, right. I forgot to show you. Diamond. I'm saving up the diamonds right now, because I don't really need them for the level of game I'm at. But I will soon, because... Oh. Do you have anything interesting, trader? Orange autumn sapling. Nope, nope. Got all of this. I know how to get rooted dirt. I don't need it, but I know how to get it. You need to find an azalea plant. I actually can bone meal one of these guys to get rooted dirt. Alright. Oh. Don't want anything to blow up.